My name is Rusty Miller, and I am the director sportif of a junior cycling program called EF On2. We are here in Saint-Pierre to compete in the world's largest and most difficult bicycle competition for juniors, which is the Tour du Valromey. There are 176 riders in the competition, and 6 of them are members of our team. It is our first time to this race, although last year we attended a race for cadets, for 15 and 16-year-old riders, also in this region called the Tour de l'Ain. 11 years ago, I began coaching and directing this program for young people, and we formed a team called On2. And we derive our name from the biological sciences, a word called ontogeny, which describes the development of an organism over its lifespan. And so our mission is to identify these talented young organisms, for lack of a better word, and develop them through the sport of bicycle racing to become better organisms, to become better human beings, ideally over time. I think that our approach may be different from some other teams. We really do care about winning, and we really do try to win, but we try to do it with class and with integrity. We try to be a good winner when we can win, and we try to be a good loser when we lose. We really want to beat our competitors, but at the same time, it means nothing without respect to them. So I try to teach the athletes to turn on and turn off the competitor inside them. I recognize that being part of a tribe, or tribalism, is somehow part of the human spirit, but in order to live in a democracy, in a society, we have to be able to control that. And I teach them that sports is the proper place to be a tribe, to say, my tribe will try to beat your tribe. But I also try to teach them that if we go about our complete lives in a tribal way, then we can't really have a civilization. We can't really have nice things if we're always trying to destroy other people's things. But sports is the proper place for the tribal urge inside you, as long as you know and you have the power to know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. Our 6 kids live in 6 different cities in North America, and so they do most of their training by themselves. We have a number of training camps each year where we come together, usually in a mountainous place, and do lots of long, hard rides, but in many cases they're training on their own. They train for maybe 500, 600 kilometers per week, maybe 20 to 25 hours per week on the bicycle. Sometimes they're going long and very steady. Sometimes they're doing shorter rides that are very, very intense and very, very, very fast. And also they're resting. They realize that the way to get better is to train, but also to rest and to care for your body. And so some days they'll go very, very easy. They'll ride for 25 kilometers at 20 kilometers per hour. Today is different from the 90s because kids learn faster. Back in the 90s, we had to learn things from other humans. We heard it from other humans. We had to read books. But today they have the internet, and almost anything that's ever been written on the internet about their favorite subject of cycling, they've read it, they've consumed it, and they've learned it. So for one thing, they learn much faster. For another thing, in the 90s, cycling had a very dark past, because there was a drug that could not be detected by a test, and that drug made you so much better that you couldn't really compete without that drug. But today there is a test for that drug. And I don't want to be naive and say that no one is cheating, ever, but anyone who's cheating has a much higher risk of being caught, and the degree to which they can cheat is so much smaller that athletes today don't have to make the kinds of choices that athletes made in the 90s. My expectations for the race are that we will fight, and we will fight hard and fight well. We hope that one of our riders may finish in the top 5 or the top 3 of the individual classification. But for us, most specifically, we're targeting a classification called the team classification, the équipes classification, which takes our best 3 riders each day, could be different riders each day, and the consistency of the best 3 riders each day is what determines that classification. And I honestly believe that we may have a chance to be the best team in the world at the team classification in Valromey. After that race, 2 of them will join the US national team at a race in the Netherlands. 4 of them will go home to continue training. We will return to Europe in September for a race in Belgium called Keizer der Juniors, the King of the Juniors. And that will be their final preparation before the World Championships. And so of my 6 riders, I believe that 4 or 5 of them will be selected by the United States to be the American team for the World Championships. To continue to build the program, to continue to do the constant work of finding sponsorship and creating the financial footing to run a team, and to keep scouting for who is the next great North American talent, and how can I provide them with the experiences that they need in Europe to learn to be a great cyclist.